Hi everyone, I'm Cinderay9. Welcome back to Let's Play Evoland. Last time we grew tall, stayed at the inn since we unlocked the innkeeper, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But now we're going to continue our adventure and see what other people have to say now that we've grown tall. Please sir, you stay with us. Talked with you already. How to Cook by Emook. How to Cook an Emook by KFC. Yummy. All your chest are belong to us. Lost in translation, I guess. Ah ha ha. Both of those, very good, very good. Oh. Alright, 50 gold, yay. You got shopkeeper. You can always spend your gills with that guy. Of course you can. Welcome to the adventure shop. Please spend all your money here. Thank you. Yeah, that's about right. At least thanks for being honest, shopkeeper guy. In RPGs, especially at the beginning of the adventure, you're really strapped for cash. And so, spending all your money at the adventure shop to buy armor, weapons, etc. is usually what happens. Potion, longsword, copper armor, phoenix down, a rare card, 240. Oh, I'm just short. Let's get the longsword. Your attack is increased. Yay. No, I want my potion. Maybe we can find some money somewhere else. I'd like to have the copper armor as well. Oh yeah, is she a friend here? That's right. Apparently some girl visited. Coming out of the North Caves. Oh, that's probably our next destination, as I kind of refresh my mind. Crystal Caves to the north are a dangerous place. Kefka's ghost lives there. No adventurers ever come back to tell us. Speaking of Kefka, which was Final Fantasy VI, one of you in the comments, Dark Fox to be specific, talked about their first experience with RPGs, and I thought it'd be good for me to do that as well. Medium is the Massage by M. McCullen. Very fitting. Ultimate Guide to Everything by S. Miyamoto. What a genius! I would read that book and follow it. S. Miyamoto, for those of you that don't know, oh man, I hope I say this right, Shigeru Miyamoto, Mr. Nintendo himself. Zelda, Mario, it came from his mind. An innovator, even to this day, it continues to innovate. It still hasn't lost the touch, if you ask me. Torque card. Okay. Hi. There are quite strong monsters in the caves ahead. We won't let you pass with your current equipment. Fine. Which means I need the longsword and the copper armor, I bet. So we're gonna do something that is also prevalent in RPGs. And while I'm doing that, I can, oh hey, a treasure chest. I could talk about my experience with RPG, and what I'm talking about is grinding. Sometimes you'll need to fight monsters and get, some money and experience. We don't have experience yet, now that I think about it. Huh. I'm gonna get some money so I can get a phoenix down, why not? So, while I do this, my first experience with RPGs is the original Final Fantasy for the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System. Yes, the NES. That was my first RPG. I loved it. I could still remember the first party that I had, actually, in that game. You had 4 characters. You could choose between a fighter, thief, black belt, red mage, black mage, and white mage. Knowing me, if you see the avatar, you know I had a white mage, of course. I had 2 fighters, a white mage, and a black mage. And that was the party I went through the first Final Fantasy with on my first playthrough. And I fell in love with RPGs ever since. I loved the whole turn-based. Even then, my young mind was fascinated with possibilities and strategy, how I want my characters to attack, and then they level up and learn new spells. Fantasy theme. I loved it. I was a huge fan of the original Final Fantasy. So that was my first RPG. If you want to, feel free to share yours in the comments. What was your first RPG, and is it still special to you? Or do you just look back at it and it's like, meh, doesn't even matter? Final Fantasy is very special to me because it got me started on that whole series, and it's been even remade a couple of times. And funny thing about that, the remakes are much easier than the original NES version. That's something that I always like to point out about the original Final Fantasy. This is not the shopkeeping building. And the reason it was harder on the NES was you didn't have MP. There was no MP system yet. It worked like old Dungeons and Dragons. You could cast your spells so many times per day. So the way it worked, you could only cast your level 1 spells 4 times unless until you rested at an inn. Then you got your full allotment back. With the MP system in the remakes, yes, it modernizes the RPG having the MP system, but I felt it was much easier because I could cast Cure 15-20 times without running out of MP. So just a little bit of reminiscing there. I need the copper armor. You got equipped. You're now ready to fight stronger monsters. Alright. And I want the rare card. I'll come back for it. We'll get a Phoenix down. Just in case. Even though I can't use it on myself. Maybe we'll get a party member. I think that'll work well. I also don't have a way to really heal myself now, do I? Speaking of white mage. Buy another potion. That gives us 3. If we need to, we'll go out, fight some more, and get more potions. Hi. Ah, the barrel's gone. Be careful of the monsters on your way to the caves. Thanks. Anything? Don't see anything else. Oh, hey, look! Treasure chest. You got forced fight. Someone's calling for help. I heard someone calling for help. Looks like she got attacked by these monsters. And this is another thing that's become really big in RPGs as time moved on. You had story fights that you could not avoid because it moved the story on, and they were set no matter, whenever you played the game. Every time you went to this spot at this point in the game, you would have this fight. Stand up!
Thank you for saving me from these monsters. I need the crystal in the cave to save my hometown. Will you help me?
And this is another thing in RPGs. But thou must, as it is called. As it is referred to. Will you help me? I can't choose no. Not that I would choose no anyway. Of course I'm gonna help. But in RPGs and a lot of story-driven games, this advances the story. So even if you say no and you have the option to say no, it'll say, But I could really use your help. Will you help me? No. But I could really use your help. Will you help me? And it'll just repeat until you say yes. So funny that you don't even get to say no. But that fits. That's another RPG staple. Of course I will. By the way, my name is... You got forced choice. Looks like the scenario is lacking proper branching here. You're forced to choose. There were no branching paths in old RPGs. You followed the story. So even if you said no, like I said, it would just loop back over and over again until you said yes, because there was only one set way to do things. You had a story, and even if it was a great story, it was told. It wasn't like Mass Effect, where you could have different endings and have different choices. That wasn't around yet. You had a story, it was told, and you had to go along with it. Like I said, I would choose yes anyway. Of course I'm gonna help, being the brave dragon knight that I am.
By the way, my name is...
Enter a name.
Kairos?
That's difficult. Let's call you, let's see. This is always difficult. I usually go with the default names. Let's call you... How about... Need a girl's name. As I sit here wasting time. Sorry, everyone. Let's call you, I wanted a name that started with K, because her original name did. Let's call you Karen. Hi, Karen. Karen joined the team. There we go. Now, something we'll definitely want to do. And this is something you should do if a character just gets revived like that. Also, whenever you get a new character, you want to go back and A, see if there's equipment for them, and B, you'll want to rest at the end because they may not be in the best of shape. Let's open up our, we have oh, she did get all of her HP back. Well, that's good. Well, I'll heal then. We have a menu now. That's great. 4 potions, a longsword, copper armor, phoenix down. I have 20 attack and 5 defense. She has 5 magic and 5 defense. Obviously, she was holding a rod, so she's a spellcaster. And that's something to do with in RPGs. And it's something that typically happens. If you have a fighter-type character to start with, your next character is more than likely a magic user. That's just how it goes. That way you have balance in your party. And typically the magic user knows some healing spells. That way, to keep the main character, or the hero, or the first person in your party healthy. Go ahead and rest. And we'll save. You are safe. Yay. Like I said, and for a male protagonist, and there were a lot of male protagonists in RPGs back in, even now, but especially back in the SNES, PlayStation type era, especially SNES type era, around then. The main character will be male, and your first person that you get for your party will be female, and they'll have some type of healing spell, and they'll be a magic user. The one that comes to my mind, first of all, is you have in Breath of Fire. My first LP, by the way. Feel free to check it out. Shameless plug. Anyway, in Breath of Fire, you have the main character, Ryu. And the first party member you'll get is Nina, who's female, a magic user, knows cure spells. And they'll get together. And then you'll have a male and female main character story. Like I said, the female, usually a magic caster. So it fits here. That's well done, because that really fits how RPGs were.
We need to find the crystal. Its power can change your perception of the world.
Well, that sounds very powerful.
And with it, you can fight the evil that threatens my village. By the way, I just noticed that I forgot to ask your name.
Clink. Ha, Clink. Armor? Of course not. Hi. Let's see how many letters we could put in. Syndrome! Yay! In a lot of older RPGs, you can only put in so many letters, and so Syndrome really wouldn't fit. I just put Sin for short. C-E-N. But the whole name fits, so hi, I'm Syndrome. You got a name! The girl is finally noticing you're an actual human being! Let's see. Anything over here? No. Let's see if we can find this crystal. You got cave monsters! Uh-oh. Looks like the cave is inhabited. Of course it is. Ow. I was wondering why we weren't running into any random battles yet. Ah, she does have magic. Backspace to go back, by the way. Magic! And look! She knows a heal spell! What did I tell you? That's good, we can definitely use that. But I don't see any MP yet. 120 gills. In a few. And I mean a few RPGs. Sometimes that didn't really do much. Sometimes your HP also acts as your MP. The one big example I can think of with that, Castile. Yay! Doesn't heal a lot, but that's great. Because right now it doesn't cost you anything that I can see. That I can see being the important part about that. Yay! And the one example of that I can think of where your HP also acts as your MP is Paladin's Quest. I wouldn't know if it's obscure. Probably a more obscure RPG for the Super Nintendo. And so whenever you casted a spell, you also it took away from your HP, and of course your HP is also your life. But as you can see here, it's just a free cast. For now. Said MP hasn't been invented yet. Attack. Take advantage of it while you can. 50 cash. Stop attacking me, Skaven. Go away. I like how she waves her wand around. Yay! I just now noticed her victory pose. Yay! Another potion. Good. Okay, that's it. Got a couple of potions. Those will come in handy, I'm sure. Attack. And then, of course, as a magic user, this was also very typical and is still true of most RPGs today. The magic user does not have a strong physical attack. Cobra Zero, you're new. Miss. Yay. 1, ow. Take 17. But she is, of course, very important with her heal spell. 5, 4, and speaking of heal spell, there we go. Kind of keep her more healthy. No! Treasure chest! It's like we'll have to go around. Go ahead and heal. She can get some HP back. Alright, a lot of money. I'm sure we'll be spending it all. Experience points! You can now get EXP and new levels while fighting. A very important evolution in RPGs. Think back to Zelda, you didn't have an experience level. Let's pull up the menu. Level 1. You didn't have an experience level. You were just Link, and yes, you got heart containers and items that increased your attack or defense, such as the rings. Stuff like that. But you didn't have a level. And again, my first experience, Final Fantasy, the original Final Fantasy, brought that in. It's like, wow, my characters get better as they fight. That's a huge, huge innovation in RPGs. And again, now we look at it, it's like, oh, well, of course you get experience. That's a thing. 100 kills and 6 experience. Central reached level 2. His attack has increased. Karen has reached level 2. Her defense has increased. And that's another thing. As your character levels up, your stats go up. Again, it seems like a... of course, every RPG does that now. But it didn't start that way. Games didn't have any type of experience system before RPGs. And before Final Fantasy, that I know of. And it was a huge deal. Your characters got better. And now, every RPG, heck, a lot of games in general now have some type of experience system to show improvement of your characters. Again, a huge innovation. Go away. Let's see, let's go down here, because this should loop around and we can get that treasure chest. Quit hitting the magic user. Quit hitting the pretty healer. No. Reached level 3. Defense is increased. And Karen has reached level 3. Her magic is increased. She stops me from falling down. Quit hitting the healer. Yeah, star. More Cobra Zeros. And, like I said, experience points. Everything has experience points now. Remember, at one time, it was a huge innovation. I said extremely important one. Could you imagine RPGs without an experience type system of any kind? Because if you didn't have the experience point system, you never would have had the sphere grid in Final Fantasy X, for example. You wouldn't have God of War with Kratos improving and getting, currency, getting his experience points to increase and get new moves. You wouldn't have any of that. Life Fountain. Some fresh water might heal your wounds. Another important innovation in RPGs. Because, again, the first one I can think of is Breath of Fire, where you could heal yourself inside a dungeon by going up to a life fountain, like this. And sometimes they even let you save your game, like that. Having a way to heal inside a dungeon. Another big improvement for RPGs. Now, you won't find it in every dungeon. Throughout the years, it's become more and more prevalent. Having a way to heal yourself at a fountain like that. You can always use potions, spells, etc. But having a fountain like this where you can just heal and save your game. A really big deal. Again, didn't always have that. Just finish this fight. Again, we'll get rid of the ones that can do extra damage, and then we'll focus on the torque. It really hurts, but we're going to use that fountain again. Like that. And as we move on, oh, can't go through there yet. At least that easy fight. Reach level 4. Life has increased. And Karen level 4 gets more life as well. Let's see. Alright, 5 extra HP. Good. Every little bit will matter. For sure. Can you hit it? No. Jeez. Got a lot of defense. And some enemies do. If we had a attack magic spell, I'm sure it would fall really easily. Probably doesn't take spells very well. Oh, hey! Card Skaven. Yay. But, did you see what I saw? After we get through this fight. Heal up. Anything else in here? Look, it's a switch. You got something happen somewhere. Okay, but where? That is a question that many RPG players will ask then, now, and forever. Sometimes you press a switch, and as you heard, something happened. But then you gotta go find where it happened. Now, in later Zeldas, for example, they show you where. Now, you've got to find your way back, and that may be half the puzzle. Water temple. But, you know something happened somewhere. And then you have to go find it. The rocks are gone, so now we can go this way. Oh, crystal. You woke up the guardian of the crystal. Kefka's ghost. This one looks powerful.
He was the crystal's guardian for many centuries. Looks like it's been corrupted by some evil power. Most likely the same evil that's attacked my hometown. Let's get the crystal. We need its power to fight.
Sounds like a good plan. Boss battle. Take 23. So, we're gonna put Karen on healing duty. A good thing to do in RPGs. You got boss animation. He looks much more dangerous now. Oh no, boss is animated. And that was the thing, you know, characters were just static. And the boss always looked the same way when you fought him in RPGs, and you hit them, and then they disappear. You know, they'd act like just every other enemy. You knew it was a boss fight from the music. Listen, the music has changed. And, because you just look different. But then, somebody animated. And now animated the enemies. And it made them look more fearsome. And the bosses always looked especially good. Look, he's got like the feathers ruffling and the cloud. That way you really know it's a boss. So, cool. We unlocked boss animation. And he does look quite a bit more scary. As he hits Karen pretty hard, but she can heal it. Uh-oh. Changed colors. Phantom counter. Ah! That also happens in in RPGs. Sometimes bosses will have... It happens more often with bosses than regular enemies. So I'll just say bosses. Bosses will have a special counterattack. They'll look different. Like you saw, he turned blue. And so it's like he's getting charged up or ready for something. And then if you hit them, they'll counterattack with a powerful maneuver. This happened quite a bit in later Final Fantasies. So there's Final Fantasy IV comes to mind. Final Fantasy VI for sure really comes to mind. And you gotta be careful of that. Watch the boss. He acts a certain way for a reason. I don't have a wait command, do I? Hadn't unlocked that yet. Hope we unlock a wait command. Oh yay! It's an active time battle. I just wait. Well, kind of an active time battle. Not really. But as you can see, it wore off. And then we're free to hit him again. With no worry. Just pay attention to the bosses. For Gil's 20 HP, or 20 EXP. Reach level 5. My attack is increased. And Karen's reached level 5, her defense is increased. The crystal power has been activated. You got 3D mode. You got a whole third dimension. Oh, wow.
The power of the crystal is incredible. Now I feel like I can fight the evil which threatens my village. But we have to cross the Noria mines in order to reach it. Thank you for helping me. You're my hero!
I'm glad I could help. Oh, and talk to you again. Oh, weird. 3D. Still have kind of lost my bearings. Evoland. What do we have here? 16-bit music. Wow, the music is evolving too? Of course it is. With better graphics, eventually the music will happen too. I tend to think it kind of happens the other way around. But 16-bit music with advances in the system, game engines that can handle better graphics. Of course, it can handle better sound as well. What do we have here? Life hearts! No longer be killed in one shot. I guess we were able to be hit and killed in one shot. That's why I was so careful. However, with life hearts, thanks Zelda, you don't die in one hit. You just lose a heart. And then, if you lose all your hearts, you're defeated. Again, we take that for granted now, but a lot of games you were just killed in one hit. Or can be killed in one hit, like Mario. You just had, one hit unless you had a mushroom or a power-up. Or a fire flower. So, hearts, big deal. A star! Hey, the star's got fancier graphics too. Because of 3D. What do we have here? Card, Zumba. Okay. I feel a little bit more safe. I really like the 3D graphics. That's pretty cool. Come on. Let's see. Make sure to cut everything down. Never know when you might find something. Way. Anything here? No. No, not gonna hit me. That looks like we can go through there, but nope. Thing here. bet there's something there. Alright, let's see. Cut through here. Clear this place of bats. May find something. Oh, hey, look, a treasure chest. Looks like we had to come this way anyway. Looks like the road's blocked. Let's go back and make sure. Cut these. Oh, we got a little path over here. Still can't do anything about rocks, but cut over here. Pacoon, new card. Okay. We never did buy that rare card. Huh. Should go back and get that. Wow. It's easy to lose track of time with a game like this, as you kind of reminisce a lot. But I'm going to end this episode here, and I'll meet you either on the road. I'll probably meet you back here on the road, or right by the rocks, so we can continue our adventure. I'm going to try to go back to town, go back the way we came. Don't know if it'll let me. That way I can go try to buy that rare card. So, that's what I'll be trying in between episodes. And then, either way, I'll meet you back here. If I get it, I'll show off the rare card. Well, I don't really have a way to do that now, do I? I guess if I can get back to town, I'll start there, show off the rare card, and then cut back here. Yeah, let's do it that way. So, until next time, thank you very much for watching. Now we have 3D graphics. Again, a huge upgrade from the old 2D days. So, again, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this game. So, until next time, I'm Sidra89. Remember to shoot for the stars, and take care, everyone. Okay, well, that was a dead end. Guess I'll add this. This will either be the start of a new episode. I'm probably just going to add this to the end of the episode. Try to get to a save point. What's in this treasure chest? Pixelated textures! Looks much more like a real world now. That it does! But now you have, like I said, pixels! It's not just colors. Yeah, pixels, and it really heightened graphics. A huge innovation forward when it comes to graphical design. Well, let me go back now. See, it's just a dead end. That's a shame. I may have missed out on that rare card. That happens in RPGs as well. Sometimes you miss out on things, and that's something I don't like about RPGs. When you can never get stuff again. Now, hopefully, we'll be able to get back to town sometime and buy that rare card, so we can see what it is. But that's not always the case. So if you see something you want, you should try to get it. Now, some stuff is outrageously priced and would take you 50,000 battles to get it. At that point, you should just know in your mind that it's probably not for you to get right then, but later in the game. Dimensional stone passed. Was it always that small? You're back to the early game. Are we? Really? Oh yeah, the axe has been blocked by the dimensional stone. Try the path to the east. Oh wow, we are! Well, with all the graphical enhancements and we've grown, that stone just isn't that big anymore. Oh, that's really neat. I like they did that. Ow. So you can see that took a fourth of 1 heart. Path reserved for agile adventurers. There we go. Game saved. With that, yeah, this was pretty short. So I'll just add this to the end of the episode. So until the next episode, take care, everyone.